Protesters across the globe are preparing to rally against genetically modified food giant Monsanto. Hundreds of cities in over 50 countries are expected to take part in Saturday's march. The previous international protest last May gathered around 2 million people together. The marchers are calling for a permanent boycott of genetically modified foods and harmful chemicals. Monsanto is also blamed for polluting the environment and trying to improve its reputation by falsifying safety reports. But the company insists it's playing a key role in feeding the world's rapidly growing population. But Jeffrey Smith, who has written extensively about the dangers of GM foods, begs to differ.
Used to be a normal banana.
When you look at the animal feeding studies on genetically engineered foods, as the American Academy of Environmental Medicine had, they said there's gastrointestinal problems, immune system problems, accelerated aging, organ damage, reproductive disorders. There's massive infant mortality, multiple massive tumors, early death. There are so many things that are going wrong with the animals that are being fed GMOs, and now we're seeing those things rising in the US population since GMOs were introduced. The current generation of GMOs has nothing to offer feeding the hungry world or eradicating poverty. So this has just been a public relations spin, and they spent $250 million over 5 years trying to convince Americans that they needed to accept GMOs because it would feed the world. I ask farmers all the time, what do you think of Monsanto? Even those farmers that use Monsanto seeds often hate Monsanto or fear Monsanto or both. So that's why Monsanto has been continuously voted as the most evil company on the planet year after year with stiff competition.
And we'll be closely following the crowds taking to the streets to protest against Monsanto on Saturday, bringing you opinion and analysis on air and online.
Why does global business risk global health? Vested interests versus millions of voices. Billions in profits versus global protest. The March Against Monsanto, October the 12th on RT and RT.com.